Game Week 8, Best Picks. Welcome to the Armband. I'm your host Chris, and Kieran is here with me too. How are you today?
Yeah, good to be back. Missed Thursday's show as well, and one before that, but yeah, hopefully back to normal from now on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got like a week now to sort of prep ourselves ahead of Game Week 8, and yeah, it'd be good to have a catch up about, I feel like it's changing again a little bit with fixtures, obviously, form teams. So yeah, quite a few things to talk about this evening. We're going to start out by just reviewing which teams have got nice fixtures on the horizon. Then we're going to talk about some players. We've got questions to answer as well, and if you've got a question while we're talking, just pop it in the comments below and we will get back to all of those. And then finally we're going to recap our Game Week 7 points. As you can see, we're both on firm green arrows this week, so we're heading in the right direction. And finally, if you haven't already and you're enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe and show us support. All right, let's get into the show. We'll talk about the teams first, shall we, and who we think are worth investing in from Game Week 8 onwards, because there's some nice fixture swings coming up, I think.
Well, you start because I haven't done any teams, so you're the ones written about them.
That's fine. All right, well, team-wise, I think, there's quite a number. I'll just bring up the fixtures now. There's quite a few in my mind, like good teams to target, and I've sorted the hub fixture ticker by the next 4 game weeks here, 8 to 11, and I really think that West Ham now, like obviously they're top of this, when you sort of have just got a great run and they're absolutely worth investing in. So they've got 2 promoted teams in the next 4 game weeks. Brentford as well are a team that have lost 3 out of 3 games on the road this season, conceding like I think it's about 1.6 goals per game average. So I think the fixture ticker doesn't lie for them. I think they're well worthy of it. I think it's difficult to analyse what their first 2 games. Or difficult to analyse the first 2 games under Nuno, as they've been quite tricky away games, and they've conceded 1.7 expected goals in both of those games. That's the 6th worst. But like when you factor in they've played Arsenal away and an Everton team who are definitely more attacking than in previous seasons, it's not like the easiest 2 to come into. Their XG in their team XG in that time is pretty bad too. At 0.8 is the 3rd worst. But despite that, I actually feel quite bullish about their picks. I don't know what your thoughts are or about West Ham in general.
I've got a Watkins in my team who I'm looking to sell. So yeah, Bowen certainly in my thoughts. I don't know. I feel like I never kind of pick Bowen, and he's always just a bit boring. And yeah, I don't know. Just don't know if I can trust West Ham. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
Well, I kind of think if you're going to go there, like now seems like a really good time to do it. Like I mentioned, like 4 really good fixtures now. I expect many people who are on one side are looking at Bowen and Paqueta, and maybe a defender further. You would expect West Ham's defence to improve with Nuno in charge, and I think it's is it Mariapis? Something like that. I feel like I've absolutely probably butchered that. Who's been pretty good on the Defcons in the last 2 games, who could become a decent pick. But yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, the 2 previous games don't look great stats wise, but I really do think they are going to improve under Nuno, and why not get on board now in this Brentford game? I do quite.
Yeah, I just need to decide if I trust him, basically.
I think that's what it comes down to. Whether you believe them. And then, I mean, I'm looking at the top of the fixture ticker to try and analyse which teams are good. I think it's laughable that Forest are second in this, 6 or 7 games now with Ange in charge and no wins, and just toothless in the Newcastle game. I thought it was really interesting that they've obviously brought him in to be this attack-minded manager, and then it's 7 games in. It's almost like we're reverting to type, because he was playing 3 at the back away against Newcastle, and they still got beaten 2-0. So I feel like there's a lot going wrong at Forest. I talked about them last week as being definitely a team to avoid. And, I feel like they're not worthy of investment at the minute. But the other team, who I think are probably worth mentioning just to get your thoughts on, they feature 3rd in the ticker here with 3 home games in the next 4. I feel like that's quite a common trend from game week 8 to 11. Either teams have 3 away games in 4 or 3 home games. Palace have 3 home games. They're basically smashing all the teams beginning with B: Bournemouth, Brentford and Brighton at home in the next 4 game weeks. And numbers or underlying data wise, Palace have just been performing at a really high level so far this season. Not an XG of 2.06 is the fourth highest in the league. And expected goals conceded of 1.1 is the ninth worst. That's probably been impacted a little bit by their game away against Everton, especially in that second half. So perhaps attack is the better way to go for them. I think the big word of caution, though, for like Palace players, if you were looking at them for this wild card, is their crazy fixture schedule. So between 18th of October, which is when they come back for the home game against Bournemouth, and the 30th November, so that's like roughly like a six and a bit week period, they have 10 games. So that equates to like roughly a game every 4.4 days. And I just feel like we saw in the game against Everton, probably for the first time, because we were kind of expecting it to come against Villa, but the game against Everton, the second half for sure, they were poor, like late in the second half. Wilted allowed a lot of Everton pressure. Everton got back into the game, obviously ended up winning 2-1. And I think given how many games they've got in the next sort of 6 weeks, I'd be so hesitant about investing in like their players despite their good fixtures, just because I like would expect rotation. Like I think Glasner's already spoken about Mateta being tired, and he looked it because he was so wasteful in that game against Everton. He's had like the highest amount of big chances missed so far this season of all players. So yeah, obviously I wouldn't advise getting Mateta. I mean, his confidence just seems low. Sarr's performing well. I'll talk about him a bit later. But yeah, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on Palace, because they've proven they've been like a solid team, but we just don't know how they're going to perform with all these fixture congestion, basically.
Yeah, I feel like you probably need to have at least like one. Maybe you go two. I mean, those home games are still just so good, and they're not Chelsea where they could just rotate the full team, like so they can't do that. So yes, they're going to get tired, but like they're going to get rhythm. And you know, if they're playing all the time, then that's maybe a good thing in terms of just team chemistry. As we've seen it, they went 19 games unbeaten, and they were doing good in that because they have had earlier season European fixtures, and it's not mattered in the Premier League. So let's see. But I think would you go one or two? I'm not sure. Like I think you probably maybe you want Munoz, and you want at least a defender. And then you probably just have Sarr in there as well, so you could just have those two. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think, I obviously played my wildcard in game week 6, and I kind of think one of the, not really like oversights, because I didn't know how to quite get him into my defence, but like a Palace defender probably would have made a lot of sense.
Do you not have one at all?
No, I don't have one at all. Okay. Like maybe over Rodon or Tarkowski, but I just think that their long-term appeal is good. They've got some good DEFCON defenders. They've got some good attacking defender in Munoz. I think Sarr's like a really difficult one. Like I like the I was get into more player chat in a minute, I suppose, but I like the idea of Sarr. But like his routes to points in this Palace team now, it's basically like open play threat, and his returns have been obviously like really good so far this season. I think he's like returned in every game he started, but that's not sustainable. Absolutely not. He's going to get minutes managed because he's, at the moment he is their most effective attacker because Mateta is so wasteful. They've basically in 3 competitions with Europe. I think it's the League Cup that they've gone deep into, which is one of their games, and obviously the League. So he is absolutely going to see reduced minutes. Maybe it'll be in Europe and it won't affect the League, which is fine, and that makes him a better pick. But yeah, I would just be wary of team as a whole performance drop off with the amount of games that they've got coming up.
Yeah, I think it's either the FA Cup or the League Cup that they got Liverpool the next round as well. So
that's right.
You expect probably first teams in that as well. Yeah. So it's not like you can rotate in that either. So unless they just think like maybe try and goal out for Europe and try and win it like Chelsea did, then they just like forego that sort of EFL Cup thing. But we'll see. I agree. Just be cautious, I suppose, at the moment. Just one, and then maybe just see if you want to chance it on a Sarr or Mateta, I suppose.
And then just like general chat on other fixtures, Chelsea still feature really high ups. They've obviously got Forest away after the international break. Pedro still probably looks good for that, considering he's not been picked for Brazil and he's banned for the Champions League game, so he should start. And then they've got decent looking home games against Sunderland and Wolves. So Chelsea obviously riding high in the fixture chart.
Yeah, Pedro's been terrible, but those fixtures at the same time, Forest, Sunderland, Tottenham, Wolves at home, Burnley away. Like Sunderland at home, Wolves at home, and then Burnley away. Those three obviously stand out pretty massively. And the fixtures basically until pretty much till week 16 are really good. They've got Arsenal in there and Tottenham away, and that's basically it. That's all you have to worry about. And you can see him scoring against Tottenham or something like that. So, with the lack of strikers, I think you probably still just want him. Like the time to sell him was probably a couple of weeks ago if you were going to. Like kind of like before that Man United game, because you had Brighton, Liverpool. Those three were tough. So now you probably keep him, considering he's not going to be on the international break, as you said. So with such a high ownership, I expect he's going to start to do stuff eventually. Like we've seen this kind of before him with Brighton at the same time, like where he kind of goes on runs where he's bad and everyone sells him, and then he just starts to go nuclear again, and everyone gets him, and then he just goes bad again. So be on the right side of owning him when he's good.
Exactly. That's easy. Just like
exactly.
I think that he's like one of those like there's been a lot made about like he hasn't had many shots, but he's like never been like a high volume shot striker. Like he plays basically like played the number 10 position for Brighton. He's basically been asked to play number 9 for Chelsea. He had that obviously really hot start. But I think the law of averages means that like he's quite likely going to balance out over these better fixtures now, and I'm not in a hurry to sell him at all with that ownership.
So should we go on to picks now, players?
Absolutely. Yeah, who do you like coming up from like game week onwards? We're obviously talking about the teams.
So
who fits in there?
I mean, another team with good fixtures, I suppose. Newcastle. So Brighton away this week. Arguably kind of tough, but then Fulham at home, West Ham away, Brentford away, Man City at home, Everton away, then Tottenham at home, Burnley and Sunderland after that, Burnley at home, and then Sunderland away. So, their fixtures basically, you've got 2, maybe arguably 3 tough fixtures in the next 9. So, really good. 4.9 XG. So, I was going to talk about Burn, who's the player. I'll talk about the team first. But Burn, 5.1 million, 8% owned at the moment. 4.9 XGC as a team. So, from game week 1 to 7. That's the second best behind Arsenal. Top for clean sheets, though, with 5. 7 big chances conceded is second of all behind Arsenal again. Second, 62 shots conceded, second behind Arsenal again, obviously. 42 shots in the box conceded, again, the second behind Arsenal. So he is the 5th highest scoring defender at the moment, and obviously he has the fixtures continue to provide value. He's not nailed on DEFCON, though, or nailed on Forgetty DEFCON. He's got 3 out of 7 so far. And then one of them, one other time, he was about 1 C-bit, whatever it's called, off getting the +2. So he possibly could have been on like sort of average of 4 out of 7. He's got 1 attacking return and assist. He has played left back a couple of times as well, so he can play across the back four. So he's pretty much nailed as just like the starting centre back, no matter what. Or left back if they need him to. So I like him as an option.
Did he play left back? I think he played left back against Forest because Livramento was out and Botman played in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yes. So that's what I think. He's versatile. He's got set piece threat, as we know, from corners. Obviously, he's not got a goal yet, but we've seen him get a few goals in the past, so can't rule that out. Kind of like a Gabriel-esque, like really tall, attacking the box. I like him. 5. It's a shame he's 5.1 million this season, or started at 5 anyway. So Pope at 5.1 million as well is also good option at 9%, so 1% more range. So you could go for Pope instead if you want to go for kind of like multiple Arsenal defenders instead of Raya. That seems like something you could just stick Pope in instead, and then have like a Timber plus a Gabriel, something like that. So you have the balance of 2 really good picks from Arsenal and in defenders, rather than just having the goalkeeper from them and kind of maybe having just a ceiling of 6 sort of thing. So, Burn I like, and Pope I like. So good options for sure.
What do you think about Walt? Just quickly,
I've got him down as another person I was going to talk about, so I may as well talk about now. 7.2 million now, 9% owned as well, 9, 2, 7, and 6 since joining. I think he looks really damn confident at Newcastle so far. Like that penalty was really good. Obviously scored 3 goals since joining. I think he scored in the Champions League as well. Fixtures are good, as I said. Should be absolutely nailed on as far as I know. He's obviously returning well. So Wissa's had a setback as far as I know. So his stocks have gone up in terms of playing. I think he's seen a few early subs. I guess that's just because they don't have any other strikers, and they don't want Gordon to be playing there if he doesn't have to. So yeah, I really like him. Looks confident, doing well, unlike most Bundesliga players to come into the league.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lack of good strikers, and he's low owned,
and he's on penalties.
Nailed on possibly. Well, Gordon had got off the pitch because Gordon had scored 2 penalties in the Champions League. So yeah, we assume Gordon's on them still, but Gordon had gone off the pitch, so he's obviously the backup. Which is, if Gordon's going to keep getting reduced minutes and Rosmade played the 90, then great. So we'll take that. So I think he's a good cheap option. You can downgrade a Watkins to him. You can, if you're selling João Pedro, you could get him something like that if you wanted to, obviously. But I think he's a vibes pick right now. But I think the vibes are good on him.
Yeah.
I just think he's kind of like really fun. Like, that's the guy
cool.
who I'm interested in buying instead of a Bowen, because he's fun and Bowen is not fun. Bowen is boring.
Yeah.
So.
And also, I think probably Newcastle are more fun. I think when Newcastle got a home game, you just kind of think they can beat any team in the league there. Whereas when it's West Ham and now it's Nuno, you think Bowen's getting one goal maybe every other week, maybe. Yeah.
Well, exactly. He's the wide player now.
Yeah,
he's not anywhere near the front two anymore. He's not doing a front two of like Bowen and Fulkrug. Fulkrug is the centerpiece / Wilson, I guess. And Bowen is absolutely the kind of one off the wide side. So being a forward, is he going to get enough chances to be returning as much? Probably not. Nuno's Forest was the one scoring all the goals. So it wasn't the wide players, was it? It was I guess Alanga and Hudson-Odoi were kind of chipping in a bit, but they weren't really good FPL picks, were they? So is Bowen going to be that? I can't say he's not going to be, but he's obviously nailed on and 90 minutes and hasn't got rotation for Europe, but whereas Voltamadi possibly does. So it's just you probably go try to tested or fun pick, and I think Voltamadi's fun.
It's a fun pick,
is that an FPL asset being fun? Not really. So
but he's doing points. He's doing points.
He is doing points so far, and I don't see why it can't continue those fixtures. So
yeah, I like it. All right, I suppose I should talk about a few picks now. Jumping on to, I suppose, Bowen and West Ham, it might be quite a good interlude to go in there. Surprisingly, Bowen's not that high up. I've got the transfers in screen here. He's way down, which I thought he'd be a lot higher, especially people on wildcard. And like I mentioned, given the fixtures, so West Ham's form has stunk up. They've basically got one win, obviously away against Forest. So far this season, Bowen's returns have been fairly mixed. He's got 3 goals, but when he has scored, he's picked up the max bonus in each of those. So he's basically got 2-2, 9-2, 9-9, and 2. So it's feast or famine. He's I say that he's the third highest scoring forward, which I think says a lot about the forwards so far this season.
It does.
I think there's in the top 30 players now, we spoke about this in Game Week 4, but the top 30 it stretches to now, there's only 3 forwards in there, and Bowen, obviously, the last of them is about position 26 or 27. So, the forwards are just not living up to their value, basically, at the moment.
Possibly, it should go 3-5-2 or 4-4-2, something like that.
I think once I get rid of the bench boost in, the next couple of game weeks, I'm thinking of switching to... I'm going to probably obviously be Gyökeres that goes if he's still off penalties, but Gyökeres will go, and I'll switch to a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2 and play another DEFCON player, because they're just not worth it. But Bowen's he's the highest scoring West Ham midfielder and forward over the season. He's, of all his teammates, and it's probably not a surprise, but he's got the highest shots in the box rate, highest non-pen XG. He's highest for baseline bonus as well, which is why he's helped him to get those 9 extra points, bonus points. So I think he looks like a good pick, but like the point you made, I think if you're comparing him with other forward assets, he seems great for this run of fixtures. But if you're comparing him with other picks in the game, I feel like there's better value elsewhere, and that would probably be in the form of Paqueta, his teammate. So I'll talk about him while we're on West Ham. I spoke about him a lot in Game Week 4 ahead of that wildcard and best picks we did then. And I think he's probably likely someone I'll buy in Game Week 8. So comparing him against his teammates now. 6 shots in the box is the 3rd highest of all the West Ham mids and forwards. 11 key passes, the 2nd highest. He's got 6 DEFCONs so far this season, or 6 points from DEFCONs. And the expected points, he's actually highest of all the West Ham players. He's 5.9 million. He's on pens, and he's facing, the fixtures. Let me see if I can get them back up on screen again.
You're saying Game Week 8 is this week, right? So you're thinking of buying this week.
Thinking of buying this week. Okay. Yeah, Brentford away, Leeds at home, Newcastle home, Burnley at home. And the person I'm thinking of selling for him actually is Reinders. Like Reinders, like main routes to points now is basically like open play threat. And in the game against Brentford, after Rodri went off, although he had like one really good chance, he basically played centre mid, and he's not like a DEFCON beast from there. So you're basically buying like a centre mid, a bit like you would be buying Bruno, but who's got no DEFCON reliability. And you look,
has he got set pieces, anything like that? I don't think he does, right?
I don't think he does, no. Yeah. So whereas Paqueta's got some set pieces, he's got corners, he's got penalties, he's pretty much playing 90 minutes in every game. And I think the last 2 game weeks he's got 13 and 11 DEFCONs. I'll just double check. Yeah, 13 and 11 DEFCONs. He's hit DEFCON 4 times this season. So I just think, I also saw this really interesting video on I don't know where it was, some stupid social media thing, and it was of Nuno on their like first training, and it was like a throw-in set play. It was like a Sky Sports bit, and the audio was, as soon as the ball gets in play, look for Lucas. So like he's already drilling into them that get the ball to Paqueta because he's our most creative player when the ball's in play. So I kind of feel like he's going to be the Gibbs-White type player in that West Ham team, monopolising set pieces, but unlike Gibbs-White, he actually has penalties and DEFCON. So I think Paqueta at 2.8 ownership, it seems like a really decent midfielder buy. And it's crazy because I don't think we would have been saying that in previous seasons, but yeah, I think he is for now. And if I was wildcarding now, I'd absolutely have him. Don't know why I didn't really have him in game week 6. I think I just thought Reinders in that Burnley fixture would be good, but obviously he's scored as well as Reinders in that time. So yeah, I like Paqueta a lot.
Yeah, if you're getting him, you have to get him now. Yeah. This home fixture seems too good, and then it's Leeds, Newcastle, Burnley. So if you jump on a week late, you might have missed it already. I feel like. So yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think I'll be one of my transfers this week. So yeah, those are probably my favoured West Ham picks.
Yep.
Have you got any others you'd like to share with the team?
So mids, Enzo, 6.7 million and 15% owned. So he's quite highly owned already. So and I expect that to go up, to be honest, with those fixtures that are coming. I've always kind of find it hard to come around to him as a pick, to be honest. But Palmer is still out for who knows how long now. So he's looking like a good pick. So 2 times double-digit returns already this season, and that's as well as a 9 and a 4 and a 3-pointer. I know how he got his 3-pointer because I looked at this earlier and I was like, he didn't get a bonus, he didn't get DEFCON. I was just like, but no, I'm being a total idiot. It was a clean sheet, wasn't it? 3 points. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. Be the dumbass. So 3.66 XG over the first 7 weeks is only 0.6 behind Semenyo. Wow. He's the darling child of FPL right now. Which that puts that in perspective. Like, nobody's looking at Enzo as like such an XG beast, but Semenyo's been so good that he's like almost like 50% owned now. That Enzo is like 3.66, 0.6 behind Semenyo. 6 big chances puts him second as well behind Semenyo. 11 shots, 8 key passes, 1 big chance created, and 0.51 XA. So you could almost argue for those stats, he's actually a better asset than Anton. It's. I mean, there's not much not to like because it's like those 2 double pointers as well came in, but Palmer was still in the team. So it's not like Palmer is going to make him go backwards, I guess. So it like he is still getting forward.
Well, and he's on penalties, isn't he? If Palmer's out. Because he took the one when Pedro was on the pitch. Yeah, he did. What game was that?
Did he? Okay. Well, didn't actually know.
Was that Fulham at home? I think it was the Fulham at home game when he got the 2 returns. I'm pretty sure Palmer was out. Yeah, because it was after the West Ham game, and Enzo took the penalty.
Oh, yes, of course. Sure. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Goal and assist. So, he's on pens as well. Maybe why is it?
Yeah, and obviously the fixture run, Forest, Sunderland at home, Tottenham, Wolves at home, Burnley away, Arsenal at home, Leeds away, Bournemouth away, Everton away. So there's just like Tottenham and probably Arsenal.
Yeah,
That's it. You got to worry for like 9 weeks again, almost kind of like Newcastle's. So yeah, like I've seen people with wild cards, and I'm just seeing Enzo now. I'm just like, and I was just thinking, oh, that's crap. But then now I've looked at his numbers. Like, yeah, why not? Like, to be honest, like you just get him in for 6.7 million, like really good value. Yeah, seems to be almost better value than like a Sarr, better stats than Sarr. Like, I'm saying like Sarr could be like a season keeper. You could just kind of have him and just hope he ticks along across the season. So, yeah, Enzo could be that as well if Palmer's out for that longer than we thought. And yeah, he's just going to probably tick along, kind of like a Casado. Casado is cheaper and also getting goals now, so I suppose. Yeah, there's good picks in that Chelsea team. You could look at Chalobah, but although Chalobah's been playing all the minutes and then he got benched this week. It was just really random.
I think he got a red card, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
I
think he got
red card. That's why he's banned. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So I think the Chelsea defense is someone to look at in these fixtures as well. But yeah, I like Enzo. I'm not wildcarding yet, but like those sort of players and the Paquetas makes me want to. But at the same time, I'd have Enzo and Paqueta in my team. I'd be like, oh, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, like
because if they don't do anything, I'd be like, oh my god.
But
this
it's like
is
two
terrible.
penalty takers.
True.
I don't really like Ndiaye really. Like his stats are pretty cack even compared to those two. I think he's had like 4 or 5 shots in the box all season, but then like he got the penalty, and if not for like Dean Henderson's legs, would have had like an assist off Beto before that Grealish goal. Did you see that Grealish goal?
I didn't know.
Oh well, but basically like Ndiaye just chipped it up. Beto was about 2 yards out, headed it down right at Henderson's legs. Palace defender cleared it into Grealish and went in. Right. So he was pretty close to hauling.
Really celebrated. I think I saw his celebration. It's like he scored a world.
Yeah, it was quite funny. Yeah, he was just running down the pitch. But no, it's crazy really to think. And like we actually had a question from Harry Dawson on our channel for the Tonight Show, and he said, "Is Salah washed?" And I was kind of like doing some notes on it, and Salah's only scored like 4 goals in the last 14 Premier League games, and Liverpool will look a bit mixed. So we sort of said at the end of last season maybe Salah's like losing some form. And he's maybe not essential for our teams anymore, but we all, most of us, started with him. But what we're finding now, even after like 4 or 5 game weeks, because of Palmer's injury, Saka's only just come out, there's not actually many assets, bar Haaland, over 9 million that are like worth spending money on. I think that's why I've got Gyökeres, because I was just spending the money on. I was like, oh yeah, well of course an Arsenal attacker should be like good. I'll get him. But there's so many mid-price picks this season because of DEFCON, penalties, injuries that are just like better value and just better picks. So yeah, Enzo absolutely one of them. Caicedo has obviously been good too, but I don't know how sustainable his goal output is. But
yeah, I've got Rodgers in my team. He's looking like he could be someone. I mean, I wish I had 2 free transfers this week, because I don't really want to spend the wild card for Enzo and Paqueta as much. When my team that's kind of good, fine for this week. So, you're bigging them up now. I want them.
Well, should we talk about? Have you got any more players to mention?
Well, we both talked about Sarr, but if you want to go talk,
okay.
We both got notes for him anyway.
Well, we talked about Palace, didn't we? Like having some good fixtures, and I sort of tempered it a little bit. I was surprised to see he only had 6% ownership. Returns, like I mentioned earlier, we both talked about have been really good. He's like 3, 8, 7, 11, and 7. So every game he started, he's basically got more than the minimum. He's obviously not a DEFCON pick, but he's the attacking beast, and because Mateta has been, like I say, so wasteful, he's the one likely to do it. He could have easily got another goal in the Everton game. I think he like rounded Pickford and somehow like fluffed the chance. He's had 4 big chances, 2 big chances created. He's also got the highest baseline bonus of all Palace mids and forwards. So if he does get an attacking return, he's quite likely to get bonus, even though I don't think he did in the Everton game. So yeah, like I mentioned, I like him as a pick, but like his routes to points are just open play threat, and they've got a really tough fixture run. So when you say that Enzo is like only 0.2 million more, and let's say Paqueta is 0.6 less, I suppose, even though they're not like exciting, which sucks as like general football, I'd almost now still pick Enzo and Paqueta over Sarr, even though neither are like true attacking midfielders.
If you go Enzo, then you probably still have JP. So do you want the double up, or would you just go Sarr just to spread the
player involvement? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, their fixtures are like, I mean, they've got them up on screen now. The longer run of fixtures from 8 to 14 is still good for Palace. So yeah, I think they're all quite good picks, with why we're talking about them this week.
Yeah.
But it's,
you could have a midfield of like Enzo, Paqueta, Sarr, and then like Saka plus Bruno maybe. Yeah, then you have the 5 of those. Then
4 penalty takers
potentially. Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Plus Sarr, and then 2 forwards.
Oh, well, I suppose you need Semenyo, don't you, as well? Actually,
true.
So
sack Bruno off.
yeah, and just have Semenyo. Yeah.
I think it seems like a good, if not like great week to wildcard, because you're still filling a team with these mid-price options if anything changes. But like I mentioned, there's no reason at the moment to need to have Salah or to have that double premium. And with Palmer still like out or not like match fitness, Enzo is just like more than fine there, and we don't even know that Saka's going to have the next penalty, given how like wishy-washy and friendly they are with each other. So
yeah, and you don't need to cover Liverpool attack either, really, because their fixtures are like Man United home, Brentford away, then Villa, Man City, Forest, and then after that West Ham. So they've got like Brentford and West Ham, and maybe I guess Forest could be good, but I think you probably just miss them for a bit, to be honest. Yeah.
All right, should we talk about our points from last game week?
Yep.
Do that right then. You can lead first.
Sure. So 67 points, which was really tiny green arrow of 3.2 million to 3.1 million. Fine, I guess. But there was plenty chips played last week, plenty of bench boosts and triple captains on Haaland again. So to get a small green arrow in that week is fine, I suppose. So Sales, I'm still just sick of him. 0 clean sheets, like basically no games with any saves either. Like, although he did get one this week, but can't wait to get rid of him. Basically, Richards, unfortunate. I thought he was going to get a clean sheet after the first half. But bought in Timber for Porro, which was good. Excuse me. Then Semenyo obviously goated. Haaland captain. That's basically it. Rogers return. Cool.
I think your transfer was really good after you couldn't choose who to bring in for. Bringing in Gabriel, you were just trying to decide between Calafiore. You're dying over there. I'll talk.
Coughing. Sorry. So it was Timber versus Calafiore because I couldn't afford Gabriel, and Timber just. I mean, he was fouled outside the box, so I'm not sure why. It was definitely a penalty, but
I thought that as well. It was like way far outside, wasn't it, when it went in? Maybe the refs were trying to make up for the Newcastle one last week.
Yeah, possibly.
And you're not really sure about your transfers. I suppose it's such a long time to go with international break.
Considering Watkins to Bowen or Baltimore, and then possibly Rogers to a Paqueta, possibly.
And you've got one free transfer.
Yeah.
No, I think that'd be nice. Yeah, cool. All right. Let's have a look at mine here. Right here. So 73 points. It was quite a good one, mainly thanks to my Everton boys chipping in with double return Tarkowski. So even though he didn't really do much apart from DEFCON and playing, he actually picked up a bonus point as well, which was quite good. And Dye obviously got a pick because of the penalties, and he got one. So I was pleased about that. Who else got points? Semenyo, I'd like you. Gabriel and Raya, they were part of the main reason to wildcard, and obviously this week it came in. I think it's funny how Gabriel had 2 games last season where he got DEFCON, and he was not a DEFCON player, and now this season he's already had 3.
Yeah.
So that's a bit weird, but take that because he got 9 points. So I think the team looks in good stead at the moment. And obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I benched Caicedo, but I was never really going to play him over Gyökeres or Pedro, Reinders. So it's just the way that one goes. So I think the team looks alright. I'm contemplating next week maybe playing the triple captain for Haaland at home against Everton, just because he's in such good form, I think the two options left, because I don't trust Salah with it at the moment, even in any of their home games. And I think the best fixtures for Haaland are this game week against Everton and maybe at home against Leeds. But in watching that Palace game against Everton, like Palace had 5 big chances against Everton. They were so open. I think without Grealish, it'll be more defensive display. And Moyes has always got like such a bad record against like big teams. So if Haaland has like quite a relaxed international break, I could quite easily triple captain him this game week.
Yeah, that fixture is why I'm not probably wildcarding, because I just want to keep Foden for it and just see what happens. Yeah, it's just because Foden's been such a tease little bastard. So yeah, just want him to at least get me something for one game and just then get rid. Yeah, that fixture, like Everton usually are quite good defensively, but I feel like City could just still beat them quite easily.
Yeah. So I'll have a think about that, and then maybe bench boost game week 9. So some chips to play.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Well, I think we'll finish there before any lungs come up.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. When will we be back next week to closer preview game week 8 and our thoughts after some international fixtures, and we'll see how things have changed, but before the game week deadline.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. If you did enjoy the show, please do remember to support us by liking and subscribing, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Yeah, cheers all.
Bye.